Hello and welcome. How are we doing today? I'm Baka, or Ender Dragonoff, and I am a huge anime nerd. And today I'm going to be bringing you the next episode of Old Baka Rants at Clouds, The Power of Intros. Now today we're going to be focusing on a few of my favorite anime that don't necessarily get all the hype they should or have faded from memory in recent years. The one we're going to be starting off with is one that is a full 3D animation. It's called Expelled from Paradise. We open up on an idyllic beach where families and other people are congregating and playing in the waters. We get a slow zoom up on our main character in a fairly revealing swimsuit as she gets approached by a gentleman, again in a very revealing swimsuit. Now they start talking about memory and data, and this is a hint to the world not being exactly what we think it as they go on. Things like resolution, memory saving, private maps, and other worlds as he's offering to her of, hey, you can join us and our friends, in the classic pickup style for a digital age, so to say. As he's going and trying to hit on our main character, all of a sudden the world freezes as the water stops, and people start to de-res in a way. This is a hacker attack that is coming in from something called Frontier Setter. And people go, this is happening again, really? And we see our main character hop into action, throw her drink, and it turns into a console that she can use as a security officer to try and track down this Frontier Setter. Now during this time, Frontier Setter is going on and talking, not necessarily directly attacking, but informing people of different ideas, including a grand arc design. Now, once our main character realizes where the access point is coming from, she jumps into cyberspace and tries to track down this little spark that's going. Unfortunately, she fails. And when she comes back to the real world, she's called by a loud voice saying to report to a security office. She then transforms into her security outfit, looks at the man and says, well, you can always leave me your address and I'll message you later, and he thinks better of it. She then turns and goes into a giant door, obviously going where she needs to be. Now, I love this intro for several reasons. One of the main ones is it helps really establish the world that we're seeing here and how there is this division between high and low class. As we go, oh, the hacker's from the ground. You're one of those high-class citizens with all the resolution and textures. Why would you be in this open map like this? All these little things help establish this tonality of superiority versus inferiority. And also in this, we get the lovely setup of Angela, our main character and protagonist through the whole story, and how she's very impulsive, very much, I'm going to go do the things right now because they have to be done. And that's something that she carries through the whole entire movie. It's not a bad thing, but again, in this short little introduction, we get the establishment of a digital world that exists in this story, that there's somebody from the ground and that there's this weird desert area, and not everything is as it seems. And we get the characterization of Angela of being that person that is going to go and get things done, even if she cuts corners to do it. And that gets more established as she goes through and has the conversation with her superiors. Either way, this is a fantastic world building moment. It's a fantastic character building moment. And overall, just a great intro. And if you haven't seen Expelled from Paradise, I do recommend it. It is on Netflix. Take the 2 hours. It'll be worth it. Now, for the next series we're going to be talking about, it's going to be one of my old favorites, High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead opens on this almost surreal image of moonlit flowers, with narration of our main character saying he overslept the day before the world changed. We have intermission flashes of people that have obviously been hurt and are extremely bloody. It then switches over to somebody on the rooftop screaming out, well, moaning out in agony. It then transitions to somebody running with a baseball bat. And and then zooms out and shows there are two more as they're running across the rooftop of the building, surrounded by shambling bodies. They end up going up the stairwell, and the woman decides, I'm going to use my skills, and stabs one in the heart. Unfortunately, this doesn't stop the shambler, as it grabs onto the pole that she's using and slams her against a wall. It then goes and tries to eat her, but is stopped by one of the boys coming down with a baseball bat, smashing its skull in. She then gets up, thankful for what has happened. They make comment of the only way to stop them is to crush the skull. One of our characters exclaims, "What is going on?" as we get a zoom out showing the rooftop is full of zombies. Now, for a cold opening, High School of the Dead does a fantastic job of introducing us to the world that it is in. The fact that zombies are real, and we're already at the point where the crisis level is extreme. We tell this personal story just in quick images of three friends just trying to survive. And you get the doughy-eyed look from Rei as she's looking at Hisashi. We get the WTF moment from our main character as he's screaming out, going, what has gone wrong with this world? All of it helps establish all of our three characters that we see at this point, the world that's around them, and it's all underscored by an homage of the music to where zombies started, the Night of the Living Dead. And it comes together in this complete package to draw you into this world, to make you want to sit there and watch all of it. Now, I won't deny High School of the Dead does have its haters because it is a very ecchi version of zombie films. But at the same time, the stories that it tells, the way that it establishes its world, and everything from here on out is fantastic. And if you need any more proof of that, go ahead and just look up the opening, as it helps tell as much of the story as this intro does as well. Now, for the last one we're going to be talking about in this episode, we're going to be talking about the first Macross Frontier movie, Macross Frontier, The False Songstress. The movie opens up in a starscape with a voiceover from our main character, shown as a small body, and as the camera pans and zooms, we get to see more of him. Him talking about how space has no ups or downs, and how his dream is to fly in a real sky. We then start hearing a song as it pans over and shows a morning sky and a young woman sitting there singing as it zooms in, showing the green hair of Ronka Lee. Now, her voice gets joined by another, and the song turns into a duet as it switches over to a spaceship in hyperspace, then defolding next to the convoy that is the Macross Frontier. We then get a shot of our other female protagonist, Cheryl No, as she's looking listlessly out the window at the Frontier convoy. And for the last part, as the song finishes up, we get an image of a gas giant, and then the title card. Now, this movie, its intro is very subtle, because it expects most people to have at least seen or heard of the Macross Frontier anime. And so it just helps establish our characters again. Alto and his dream of always wanting to fly in a real sky, but we see it juxtaposed with him sitting in space. We see Ronka Lee in a morning scene because she is not yet dawned into being the idol that she would become. And the listless Cheryl as she comes in looking over an industrial styled ship. Now all three of these images help establish those characters and what we know of them. Alto, again, longing to fly, longing to find something larger than himself, larger than the world that he was born into on the Macross Frontier. We have Ronka and her dream of becoming an idol and a songstress, shown in the morning light in an open field. Not like that's hinting at anything. And Cheryl, oh Cheryl, looking over an industrial ship, showing that she's become a manufactured diva, somebody whose fame and fortune only becomes because somebody else built her up. Now, all of these are subtle hints to what we see through the rest of the movie, or what you already know has been established from the anime series. It's done so subtly in less than 2 minutes, but it helps remind us of what the Macross Frontier universe is, what these characters are to each other, as well as we get the overlapping duet that helps remind us of the power of song that the Macross universe has. All of it blended so well, so subtly, that if you've never seen a Macross Frontier episode before, you'll still be captivated by what these characters can mean to each other. So today's episode was pretty self-indulgent, to be honest. High School of the Dead is one of my all-time favorite anime series, even with its flaws. And Macross Frontier is actually an anime that helped shape a lot of my likes and dislikes in the future. Expelled from Paradise is one of those ones that helped awaken my idea to 3D animation being okay. So all of these are favorites of mine in their own ways, and I wanted to hold off on doing them initially because I wanted to make sure I did them proper justice. At least today I think I did, and I might be focusing on a few of the others in the power of endings. But that's all for another time. Again, if you can't catch enough of me here on YouTube, you can always catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/EnderDragonoff. Recently I've been taking up evening streams with Sexy Dave, also of insert witty title here, and a few others playing World of Warships. There are also other series that I will be doing as well, including the fact that Doom Eternal releases when this video is released tomorrow. Again, any hints or advice you have for me, leave them down in the comments below. If you do enjoy what I'm doing, please like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyway, as always, stay safe out there.